So AMCAT is the key. So AMCAT is a computer adaptive test which will ideally match jobs to the candidates. Hello students, very good evening to all. So I welcome you all to today's webinar. In today's webinar, we are going to discuss the tips and strategies to crack the AMCAT Quants and Reasoning. So first of all, you should be wondering what is this AMCAT all about, right? So many of the students nowadays feel like my college is not bringing me any placement. So how do I get to place in those companies? So AMCAT is the key. So AMCAT is a computer adaptive test which will ideally match jobs to the candidates. Here a lot of companies have signed up with this particular test. So you have to register for the test and you have to take the test. So this test basically checking your communication skills, logical ability and quantitative ability. So based on your performance in this particular test, the candidates will be matched for suitable jobs. You can take up the interview and you can proceed further. So this test is very useful for those who are really want to get into some companies. So you should know all the details about this AMCAT. So what are the sections that are involved? So how to So to crack this particular test, you should know all the information about this particular test. Clear? So what are the sections there and how to study each and every section. So all these details we will discuss. Okay. So as of today's agenda, we will discuss only the first two topics: aptitude, quantitative ability for technical. So technical or non-technical, both are the same. The level of difficulty might differ, and the logical ability part. Okay. So coming to the quantitative ability tech topics, you should be good at basic numbers, decimal fractions, applied mathematics, interest like simple interest, compound interest, word problem inverse like questions based on inverse fraction, all those things, profit and loss, speed, word problems, number theory, divisibility, HCF and LCM. I may not say these topics are limited, but you can go for other topics also, but make sure that you study all these topics with a very good understanding, that is from the scratch, from to basic to study all the topics from scratch, from the basics to the difficult problems. Then you will be able to solve any question. Okay. So we will discuss some 5 questions in each topic, that is quantitative ability and then logical ability. So first we will discuss questions in logical ability part. Okay, so in logical ability, the total duration is 20 minutes and there will be 16 questions, which means hardly there will be 1 minute 10 seconds to solve each question. So look at the level of your preparation. If you are really prepared only, you can solve that particular question in that particular time frame. If not, the real challenge is in aptitude, the real challenge is not solving the question within the time frame. Anyone can solve the question, but solving the question within the time frame challenges a lot. So that is how you should practice. Okay. So today we will practice some 5 questions and I will let you know how easily the questions can be solved. So let me show the first question is, have a look at the question. So try to solve this particular question. So this question is based on divisibility rules. So rewind the properties that you learned in divisibility rules and try to solve this question. So I hope many of you would have got the answer. Yes, good. The answer is all the above. So first of all, if you look at this question, 3x7 is divisible by 3. So what is the divisibility rule for 3? Sum of the digits should be divisible by 3. So what is sum of the digits? 3 plus x plus 7. What is 3 plus x plus 7? That is 10 plus x. So if I add some value x, that answer should be divisible by 3. So now come from the options. That I can take x value as 2, which makes the value 12. Divisible by 3, perfect. Now let me take x is equal to 5. 10 plus 5, 15. That is also perfect, divisible by 3. Now let me take x is equal to 8. What is 10 plus 8? 18. So that is also divisible by 3. So answer is all the above. So a lot of students, what the mistake they will commit is when you look at the value 2, they'll take on 12 alone. So when there is an option called all the above, so please focus on all the top. Please focus on all the options, okay? So now we'll quickly move to the next question. So kindly read the question and try to solve it. It's a very easy question. And I hope many of you have got the answer by this time. Now we'll look at the solution. Read the question very carefully. The difference between two numbers is 9. So let me take the numbers as A and then B. Let me take A, B, where A is greater than B. So what is the difference? A minus B. You can't write it as B minus A because I have taken A value to be greater. So what is A minus B? It is 9. And what is the difference between the squares? 207. So I can write a square minus b square is equal to 207. So we know the algebraic identity. What is a square minus b square? That is a plus b into a minus b. So we got to know the value of a minus b, which is 9. So I can write a plus b is equal to 207 divided by a minus b, which is 9. So I'll be getting 2 nines are 18. Reminder, 227 will be 3 times. So a plus b is 23 and a minus b is 9. So if you solve these two equations, we get the value of a and b. So let me solve it. Start the equation, b getting cancelled. So what is 2a? 32. So a value will be 32 by 2, which is 16. Now let me take the b value. So substitute the value of a in any one of the equation, you will be getting the value of b. So b value is 7. Clear? So this is one of the method to solve this particular question. But if you check the time, it will take more than 1 minute or 1 minute 50 seconds. It depends on how fast you solve it. But how to solve this question within short time? So that we'll discuss now. So I hope you have studied the concept called unit digit. So what is unit digit? Unit digit is nothing but the last digit of a number. So let me try to solve this question from the options. So let me take the options 18, 9. So what's the difference between 18 and 9? So it is 9. So the first condition is satisfied. Good. So let me try to plug in the values and check the second condition. The difference between their square is 207. So what is 18 square? That is 324. And what is 9 square? 81. So if I find the difference, my unit digit will be 3, but we got 207. So which makes this option is wrong. So now let me try the next option, 16, 7. What is 16 square? 256. And what is 7 square? 49. So what is the difference? 16 minus 9. Definitely the unit digit will be 7. So I hope this should be the answer. Yes. 207. The second condition also perfectly matching. So answer is 16, 7. So if you solve with this method, we can solve very in a short time. So that again purely depends on how you practice. Okay, I'm not telling you this method is faster and that method is faster. You stick to any method, but make sure that you do it very fast. Clear? It's a good question. So we'll slowly move to the next question. Yes, good. It's a question based on average. So read the question and try to solve it. So I'll give you 20 seconds to solve this question. 20 seconds is a lot of time to solve this question. Good. I hope many of you got the answer correct. Yes, the answer is 60. What is average basically? So let me solve the question in the conventional way. So what is average? Average is sum of the terms divided by number of terms. Okay. So if you look at the average of 7 numbers, it is 60. So what is the average of all the 7 numbers? 60 into 7, which is 420. And what is the average of first 3 numbers? So average of first 3 numbers is 50. So the sum of first 3 numbers is 50 into 3, which is 150. And what is the sum of last 3 numbers? The average of last 3 is 70. I can write sum of last 3 is 70 into 3, which is 210. So what is the sum of these 6 numbers? It is 360. 60. So sum of 7 numbers is 420 and sum of 6 numbers is 360. To find the missing number, which means the remaining number, we just need to subtract 420 and then 360. So 420 minus 360. So how much is that? That is 60. So answer is 60. So this is one way of solving the question, so called the conventional way. So I will take you through the other method of solving the question. So to solve this question in the other method, you should have a clear understanding of what average exactly means. So what is average? Average is nothing but equal distribution. When I say average of 7 numbers is 60, I can take all the numbers to be 60. So that is the meaning of average, equal distribution. Okay. So average of 7 numbers is 60. So I can take all the numbers to be 60. Now look at this next second data. Average of first 3 numbers is 50, right? So what I can take? I can take the first 3 numbers to be 50, 50, 50, 50. And what is the average of last 3 numbers? 70. So I can equally take 70, 70, 70. Clear? So we know that average of 7 numbers is 60. So in order to make every term 60, what I can do? I can take 10 from 70 and pass it to 50. So this will be 60 and this will be 60. The same case with this 70 to this 50, both will become 60. The same here, 60. So we'll be left with one thing that should be definitely 60. Then only the average will be 60. So if you're able to visualize this particular concept and imagine, you can solve the question within your brain itself. That will not take more than 20 seconds if you have a very good practice. So answer is 60. So now we'll quickly move to the next question. Yes, it's a very good question and very important question too. So kindly read the question very carefully. So this question is based on average speed. A lot of students will commit mistake only in this particular thing. Please make a note, average speed is not average of speed. That is different. So whenever the students look at this question, what they will do is they just take the average 40 plus 60 by 2, 50. No one can stop you from doing this, but this is the wrong answer. Average speed is entirely different concept. Yes. Now we'll solve this question. So what is average speed? You should be knowing the definition of average speed. What is average speed? Average speed is total distance with respect to total time taken. Clear? So if you look at this particular question, a truck travels from Chennai to Bangalore at a speed of 40 km per hour and then it returns back at the speed of 60 km per hour. So what is the average speed of that truck? Clear? So I don't know what is the distance between Chennai and Bangalore. So let me assume the distance to be x kilometers. Okay, so what would be the total distance traveling from Chennai to Bangalore and then Bangalore to Chennai? So it is x plus x kilometers, 2x kilometers. So now what is the total time? How will you calculate time? We know that speed is equal to distance by time. So what is time? Distance with respect to speed. So here the distance is x, the speed is 40 and 60. So I can take the time as x by 40, which is the time taken from Chennai to Bangalore. And the time taken from Bangalore to Chennai is x by 60. So if you solve this, what will get? 2x by, so what is the LCM of 40 and 60? Good, it is 120. It is like 3x plus 2x by 120. We get 2x by 5x into 120. So if you observe, x is getting cancelled. So what is the observation? Whatever may be this distance x, your answer has nothing to do with x. So it is independent of x. So that is one observation you should be making note of. I'm just cancelling 5 and 120. So what is 2 into 24, which is 48 kilometer per hour. This is a very popular question asked in many competitive exams. So have a clear understanding of what is average speed, which is total distance by total time taken. Clear? But I hope solving this question in this conventional method will also take some time. So I will teach you a shortcut. There's no shortcut. It's an analysis. When the distance is constant, average speed is the harmonic mean. I hope you remember what is harmonic mean you have studied in the school days. Harmonic mean of any two values a and b is 2ab by a plus b. it's very simple. Just take this value as A and this value as B, plug it in the formula, you get the answer. 2 into 40 into 60 divided by 40 plus 60. So it is 4,800 divided by 100. Canceling, get 48 kilometer per hour. Okay, so just remember this shortcut to solve this question in a short time frame. And remember, take the result. When the distance is constant, average speed is harmonic mean of the speed. So if you want making note of another concept, when the time is constant, average speed will be the arithmetic mean. So mostly in average speed, they will be asking on testing only of these two things. So remember these two results, result 1 and result 2. Okay, so when you look at average speed, you can directly plug in the result and then solve it. If there are three different values A, B, C, your harmonic mean will be 3ABC by AB plus BC plus CE. Or you can solve using the standard conventional method. You can take the distances x plus x plus x, 3x by a plus x by b plus x by 60. Anything is fine, but make sure you do the calculation very fastly. Good. So I hope you have learned some concepts here. So now let me show the next question. Question number 5. Quickly read the question and try to solve it. A storekeeper sold a wristwatch for 660, including a sales tax of 10%. If the cost price of the watch is 500, what is the percentage profit for shopkeeper? Here we are supposed to find the profit percentage. So what is the cost price? We'll solve this question. What is the cost price? 500. And what is the selling price? 660. But the 660 is including sales tax. And they have very clearly mentioned the sales tax is 10%. So what is the selling price without sales tax? So you need to remove the 10%, right? So 110% of selling price, which is without tax, is equal to that value 660. You might be wondering, why do I put 10%? There is a 10% extra, right? So I have taken 110%. So 1 by 10, 110 by 100 into SP is equal to 660. 0, 0. 1 times 6 times. So this is how we should be doing the calculation in exam also. 600. So selling prices, if you follow this, it will be very easy. So selling price is 600, but the actual question is what is the profit percentage? So what is the profit here? The cost price being 500 and the selling price being 600, the profit is 100, and your profit percentage is 100 by 500 into 100. So we just cancel the values. What is 100 by 5? We get 20%. So the profit percentage in this question is 20%. So this is one method to solve this question. But I feel like this is kind of a lengthy method finding the selling price without these things. If you're very good at finding the percentages, then you can easily solve the question from the option. So let me solve this question from the option. So let me assume the cost price is 500. So let me try the first option. What is 10% of 500? It is 50. The selling price without tax. The selling price without tax would be 10% extra. What is 10% of 500? Which is 50. So 500 plus 50. So how much is that? 550. So now the sales tax, selling price with tax. Okay, now we will discuss the next. Okay, now we will discuss another method to solve this question. Will come from the options. Okay, assume the cost price to be 500. And what is the profit percentage? Let me take the first option. Profit percentage be 10%. When my cost price is 500 and my profit percentage is 10%, my selling price would be extra 10%. What is 10% of 500? Which is 50. Selling price would be 550. Now again 10% extra in sales tax. So if I take 110% of 550, what is 110% of 550? So 550 plus 10% of 550 is 55. So 605. which is not going to be your selling price is factor. So this option I have taken is wrong. So let me try the next option, 20 percentage. What is 20 percentage of 500? 10 percentage being 50, 20 percentage would be 100. So profit would be 100. In that case, the selling price will be 600. Now include the 10 percentage sales tax. What is 10 percentage of 60? Which is, sorry, 10 percentage of 600, it is 60. So 600 plus 60. This is the selling price with sales tax. So it is 660. I'm getting the exact value 660. So the answer is 20 percentage. So this is, if you have a very good understanding of the concept, you don't have to solve it conventionally. Even by looking at the question, you can solve the answer. So that is what should be a takeaway from this session. So please do learn all the topics from the basics. So that is what is very, very important. Don't learn only the shortcuts. Shortcut will never help you in the exam unless or until you don't know where to apply the particular shortcut. So now we'll quickly move to the logical ability part. Logical ability is very simple. It has topics like coding, decoding, number series, alphabet series, puzzles, which will include this seating arrangement or all those things. The only thing I just want to register here in logical ability is your level of practice. This is the key in logical ability. Whenever I say a number, for example, when I say 121, your mind should say 11 square. When I say 256, your mind should process 16 square. Clear? So when I say 1331, your mind should say 11 cube. So that should be a level of practice. Whenever you just look at number, just add it, subtract it, do some calculations. Okay, that is how you practice for logical ability. And coming for coding, decoding, and alphabet series, you just convert the alphabet series to number series. So before that, you need to do your homework. While you enter the exam hall for AMCAT test, you will be given a rough sheet. So take the rough sheet, write all the alphabets from A to Z, and start numbering them. Don't do this after you start the test. Do all these things before you start the test. Then only you will be find time to easily pick the values and do the calculations earlier. Clear? So now we will solve some questions in logical ability part. So in AMCAT exactly we will be having 15 minutes for 12 questions, which turns out to be like very less than 2 minutes for each question. So please practice religiously so that easily we can crack the question by looking at the question itself. So now look at this particular question. Look at the numbers, carefully look at the numbers and try to solve. Yes, good. The answer is 99. I hope many of them got the answer. So now look at the solution part. 3, 15, 35, 63, and what is next? So just carefully observe the question, okay? What is the difference between these two numbers? 12. What is the difference between these two numbers? It is 20. What is the difference between these two numbers? 28. So what do you observe? The difference is getting incremented by 8. So what should be the next difference? 28 plus 8 is 36. So this number should be 63 plus 36, which is 99. Clear? So when you would have solved by this logic, so there is one more logic also for the same question. Yes. So here is what is the first number? 3. 3 I can write it as 1 into 3. What is the next number? 15, which is 3 into 5. What is the next number? 35, which is 5 into 7. And what is the next number? 63, which is 7 into 9. So what do you observe? These numbers are product of odd numbers, consecutive odd numbers in pair. So what should be the next pair? 9 and 11. What is 9 into 11? 99. So this is the other way of solving the same question. So in logic reasoning, I can't say this logic is correct or that logic is correct. Whatever logic strikes you, you get the answer fast. If you do a lot of practice, you will get the logic very fastly. Clear? So I will give you one more logic also for the same question. So 3. So 3 I can write it as 2 square minus 1. And what is 15? 4 square minus 1. And what is next? 35. 6 square minus 1. What is 63? 8 square minus 1. So the following number should be 10 square minus 1, which is again 99. So I given you 3 logic for this particular question. So here what I want to register is, if I giving you 3 logic, that doesn't mean I am more intelligent than you. I have done more practice. Okay, so kindly stick to that particular word, practice, practice, practice for logical ability. So quickly move to the next question. So find the missing alphabet. If you have written all the alphabets and the numbering, then it will be easier. Because our brain usually, not I can say our brain, mostly human brains usually think numbers partially rather than alphabets. So what we do is just do the numbering. A is alphabet number 1, and this is 1, B is alphabet number 2, and D is 4, and C is 3, and I is 9, and D is 4. What is P? P is 16th alphabet. If you have written all the alphabets, now this will be handy and you can easily pick the numbers. E is 50. So try to figure out the next number. Try it on your own. Try to get the numbers and match the corresponding alphabet. Yes, good. Answer is Y. So we'll quickly look at the logic. What is 1 square? 1. What is 2 square? 4. 3 square? 9. 4 square? 16. So what is 5 square? 25. So mapping is like a number square. The next number is the square of that particular number, okay, in pass. So 5 square is 25, and what is the 25th alphabet? 26th alphabet is Z, and 25th alphabet is Y, which is 25. Very easy question. Very easy if you practice. I just want to make that point very clear here. Yes, we could move to the next question. Yes, this is a very good question, very easy one. Very easy topic for the students. Direction. So what is direction? We have 4 directions, right? North, south, west, east. In direction, it's very simple. You just read the question and track the diagram. Your solution is done. So try to solve the question on your own. Whenever you look at the question in direction, just put your pen on the paper, draw it, because you can't imagine left, right at every time. Sometimes you might get it wrong. So put your pen on the paper and draw the diagram. So what is the mistake a lot of students commit here is when they take left, they're taking their own left. It is not their own left, the person involved in the question. That's very important, okay? That is where a lot of students commit a mistake. So please be careful at that point. So now we'll track the question. Shabnam travels, so we are going to be Shabnam now, okay? Shabnam travels 9 kilometers towards west. Let me take, she started here and travel 9 kilometers. And then 6 kilometers towards her left. So what is her left? Towards south, not our left. And then travels 6 kilometers. Now she turns east, which means this direction, and travels 2 kilometers. Finally, she travels 5 kilometers towards north. 5 over here. If this is 5, this particular gap has to be 1 kilometer, right? So now look at the question, how far is she from the starting point? So this is starting point and this is where she is ending. They're asking this particular distance, okay? So if you just connect these dots, you'll be getting a right angle triangle, and this length is 1. This value is 2, so this has to be 2. This total is 9, which makes this value 7. So what is it? This is a right angle triangle. So what is the theorem that should strike you? Definitely A squared. That is Pythagoras theorem. So what is this particular distance? Square root of 7 square plus 1 square. What is that? Is square root of 50. 49 plus 1. What is square root of 50? Square root of 25 into 2 is 5 root 2. Hardly will not take 1 minute if you do a lot of practice. For the explanation part, it is taking time, but when you do it in the exam, you can solve within 1 minute. So we'll quickly move to the next question. Yes, it's a good question based on blood relation. Blood relation is also one of the important topic. So you should be able to you should know all the basic blood relations like mom, dad, uncle, aunt, nephew, niece, son-in-law, daughter-in-law, all those things. Okay, this blood relations, we do follow a method called tree diagram. So tree diagram is like a hierarchy. It's like when I say father, son, grandson, it should be mapped like grandfather, father, son. Okay, you should not draw everything in a single line. That will make it confusing. I said that I'm just stressing here tree diagram. Should be like a family tree. Clear? So when you draw the diagram, if you get the information that particular person is a male, just put it in a box. And if you get a particular person is a female, just mention that in a round. And if you know that they're married couples, you can just draw like this. Clear? They are married. So with this tree diagram, we can solve any question in blood relations. So now we will draw the tree diagram for this question. S. D is a son, which means D is a male. Clear? A and D. So D is A's son. Clear? C is the mother of P, which means C is the mother right, so female of P. Here you can't take the gender of P unless or until it is mentioned in the question. Don't take it for granted. Okay. C is the mother of P and wife of D, which means D is the husband of C. Okay. Just try to plug this here. The married D and C. And the son or daughter, you can either put it under father or mother. That's no problem. P. So here we don't, according to this particular question, we don't know the information about the gender of A and then P. Now look at the question. How is A related to C? That's a difference. How is A related to C? So A is C's husband's parent, not father or mother. Many students, what they will make a mistake is they assume to be a male, which is, and they'll take the option as father-in-law, which is absolutely wrong. Whatever the information given here is, we don't know the gender of A. This gender information we don't know because that is not given according to the given information. Okay, so don't take father-in-law. That is wrong. We don't know. We can't say he is the husband's parent. It could be either father-in-law or mother-in-law. So if you have an option like father-in-law or mother-in-law, you can go for, but you can go for that particular option. But here there is no option like that. So answer is data inadequate. So students, be careful when there is an option called data inadequate. Be careful with that particular question. Okay. So this is how the test takers will check your accuracy and your sharpness during the test. So whenever you take the test, stay calm and carefully observe each and every question, even the options. Clear? So if you are clear about this particular point, you can easily crack any examination. Yes, good. We'll go to the next question. Yes, this question is based on data sufficiency. So what is data sufficiency is all about is they will be giving you a question followed by two statements. What you are supposed to do is you need to read the question and and you should be able to say whether that particular question can be answered from statement 1 or statement 2, or whether you require both the statements or any one of the statements. Okay, that is going to be options. Statement 1 is alone is sufficient, A. Option 1. Statement 2 sufficient, 2. If both are required, 3. Which means I require both the statements to answer the particular question. And if fourth one is even both are not sufficient. If you have both the statement also, if you are not able to find the answer for this question, that is option 4. Either, which means either I can answer the question from statement 1 or statement 2. That is option 5. Here a lot of students will get confused in this particular part. Both statements and either. Okay, these were these were entirely different. Both means you require both. Either means you require any one of those statements. Clear? Now look at the question. Find the area of the square. Look at the first statement. Look at the first statement. Side of the square is 4 centimeter. And the second statement, diagonal of the square is 4 root 2 centimeter. What a lot of students will make a mistake is they'll just check what is area of the square, side square. Oh, side is mentioned in the statement also. Answer is this, but that is wrong. Be careful. Please do read the second statement also. What is the second statement? Diagonal of the square is 4 root 2. So let me draw a square. Okay, side B, side side is 4. Okay. So what is diagonal? It's a right angle triangle, so I can write as root 2 times side. So diagonal is root 2 into side. Clear? Which is provided in my second statement. So if I have any one of the statement, that is enough for me to find the side and then find the area. So answer is either statement 1 or 2 is sufficient to answer. So answer is option 5. Clear? So don't just please the statement 2 also. Then only you can decide. Clear? So I hope you are clear with all the concepts that were discussed in this session. So if you have any doubts, just please put your valuable comments, or you have any queries, just put in the comment box. All those things will be answered promptly. And in the next session, we will be covering the remaining topics and other things. Thank you. Have a nice day. Happy learning.